So Nioh, this is one of several PS4 exclusives released in the last month. I'll be posting reviews for at least 2 more in the coming weeks, assuming my PS4 doesn't spontaneously combust from overuse, which I'm not ruling out. Now, the main question being thrown about online is Nioh a Dark Souls clone? Well, it's certainly a valid question. The opening sequence certainly seems to echo that of Dark Souls 1, and the similarities don't stop there. The basic combat system is also fairly familiar. It has a light attack, a heavy attack, block and evade, and both attacking and defending consume stamina, which demands management in battle, pretty much the same as Dark Souls. The levelling system also works much the same way, except in Nioh it's Amrita and not souls which you collect, but the same as Dark Souls, this is dropped when you die, and you need to return to the place you died without being killed again to collect it, or it's lost forever. Bonfires have been replaced by shrines in Nioh, but they work the same way, allowing you to regain health, save progress and level up. And the level design is also very similar, with shortcuts to unlock back to previous shrines. The inventory system does also look very similar. So if you happen to be a Dark Souls player, you'll feel right at home. So, after hearing all the similarities of the games, you'd be forgiven for taking the answer as a yes, it is a Dark Souls clone, but let's just go over the differences before you make up your mind. Team Ninja have clearly taken inspiration from the Dark Souls gameplay mechanics, but they have also built on them. In Nioh, 3 stances have been added. Low stance attacks with fast, low-powered hits, high is slow, high-powered hits, and the middle stance is obviously a nice balance between the two. These stances are in addition to a nice range of weapons, from fast dual swords to slow, heavy axes. Now you might think, why bother with stances when you can just equip a light weapon and a heavy weapon and just switch between them? Well, changing stance is a lot quicker than changing weapon, and can even be done within a combo, so you could get the first few hits in with a fast opponent in a low stance, and then once they're staggered, switch to a high stance to finish them off. However, most of the early game is completable if you stick to the medium stance, but it does make for a very fluid and adaptive combat system, which is a joy to play. Also added in this game is Guardian Spirits. These boost certain stats and also gather charge in combat, allowing you to unleash a powerful state when full with increased attack and allowing a brief period of invulnerability. Now, it is also worth noting that the crafting system in Nioh is also much more in depth than in Dark Souls. The levels are also scattered with cute little green nature spirits that you can collect and add to your shrine to activate certain passive bonuses, which does give a little bit more replay value to the levels. Now, when it comes to difficulty level, it's very much akin to the Dark Souls games. It's challenging to say the least, but the controls are sharp, so when you do die, it is because you made a mistake and not because the controls failed you. Yes, I know I cheesed over the spear alright, but that blood-sucking bat wench deserves all the cheese in Edam, I swear. Anyway, the bosses in this game are really challenging, and I would say even more challenging than in Dark Souls games. The bosses really do demand perfection, both in tactics and execution. Get your timing just a split second out on the later bosses and you will find yourself staring at that shrine again. So, like Dark Souls, Nioh isn't for the faint of heart or the easily frustrated. It's not the sort of game you can buy on a Friday and have completed before you go to work on a Monday. It requires hours of practice and dedication to perfect and progress. There is a multiplayer, the same as Dark Souls, whereby you can summon other players to help you, but this does trivialise a lot of the bosses and ruins the main element of the game, its challenge. The story is good and holds the game together, but it's the gameplay that really makes Nioh shine. As such, summoning your way through the whole game would lead to a lacklustre experience. I really wouldn't recommend it. If you enjoyed the Dark Souls games and are up for another challenge, then look no further, but don't expect to fly through it just because you've completed all the Dark Souls games. Nioh is a whole different beast.